It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up.
So wake me up.
Wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about this Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Monday edition. It's 9 o'clock. You're already late. Get moving. Glad you're with us. That's Rudy. I'm Rob. Easy E taking us till 10 o'clock. UTSA is headed to Frisco. Going to take on Marshall on December the 16th. Let's talk 19th. Let's talk about it with the head coach of UTSA Roadrunners. Congratulations, coach, on a wonderfully successful season. You get your just desserts. Welcome aboard this morning. How's life at UTSA Roadrunner land today?
We're all good. We're excited to get to stay in the state of Texas, and for our fans to be able to make a trip down the interstate to come watch us play. And last time we were there, had a great showing, and it's easy just for families to get there. Recruits to get there, and we're excited about being back in Texas for our bowl game.
Was that the crazy weather game? Was that an ugly weather game? I can't remember that, Coach. Was last year's bowl game?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't terrible. Our first year we were in Dallas, and the weather was worse. I had to miss that one because I had COVID back then.
That's right.
Then Frisco was our and we lost to San Diego State, and we had a ton of kids out with COVID the next year. Well, their team got it the week before the championship game, so they cost them the championship game. Then all their kids were out of protocol, and they were all back ready to go. So I'm hoping no COVID, no injuries, but we're healthy and ready to go this year.
Coach, how important are the practices coming up for next year?
Yeah, we're excited about it. Just, our kids like practicing. They like being around us. We like being around them. So we'll get back going again Thursday. They've got final exams this week. They're lifting and running and rehab. And that Tulane game was an extremely physical ball game. So it was good for our kids to get a little bit of time to get back well again.
Coach, what's the toughest challenge coming into the bowl season? Is it the practice? Is it the final exams, keeping kids eligible? What's the toughest part of this couple of weeks?
Well, you can imagine the transfer portal opens today.
Okay.
So I've got coaches on the road recruiting. We've got official visits we're setting up. We're in home visits. We've got signing day the day after the bowl game, so we play on the 19th.
Crazy.
Is that a good thing or bad?
It's just a lot. To answer Rudy's question, yes, it's just a lot of distractions. You got kids come to the office, that coach, you think I'm going to get to play here next year? Should I get in the portal? And if they get in the portal, then they're playing in the game, and y'all are like looking out there going, hey, that kid's in the portal, and there he is playing for the Roadrunners. It's just weird. It is what it is. It's the new era of college football. I hope, fans don't get turned off by it, because I could see how, fan bases might get annoyed by that.
You've talked about it, and it's certainly going on, the tampering, as it were. There's no way to combat it. But when you woke up this morning, were you more concerned about your guys being, lured by whatever, or the guys that you're trying to sign on signing day?
All the above, because you got to recruit your own roster back.
Right.
Now, our kids are all, it's not literally like that. We've got great kids on our team. They really want to be here. There's a few of them, they're getting hit up and they're getting offered, inordinate amount of numbers of money that you'll never be able to prove it's being offered, but it is. And like last year, we had 7 of them try to get poached by SEC teams and, other schools in the country. And then we lost 1. 6 of them stayed, and none of them stayed for near the amount of money they could have gotten if they left. I give the analogy, we're going to do the best we can with our collectives and our fan base does the best they can to help our kids. But most of our kids want to stay here, and they love playing here. It's just, can we at least, the purpose of NIL is good, right? Name, image, and likeness. It was made for those kids to be able to go out and use their own name and their image and their likeness to make some money. So if you can get your car paid for, get some insurance, get your phone paid for, that's a heck of a deal, right? But this stuff we got going around where you're paying $2 million for a quarterback, that's gotten crazy.
Yeah, I think it was Coach Rule up there in Nebraska say, I guess he's kind of setting the expectations for his fan base and for his boosters. Like, hey, y'all know a portal quarterback will cost you $1 million to $2 million, which is crazy. So of course we don't all have the answers, Coach, but what's a one quick fix that you think the NCAA could do today that would help you guys out?
We've got to, but you got to be careful how you answer the question because you don't want players to think you're against them.
Right. Interesting. Right.
I think it's what I would do if I were king for a day. I'd give them 5 years to play.
Okay.
I wouldn't even have a red shirt. No such thing. You got 5 to play 5. If you transfer, you got to sit out 1 year. Now, if your head coach were to leave, you get to get your year back. You can leave. You don't have to be punished or penalized at all.
That's fair.
What's happening when you got unrestricted free agency every single day? It's creating a competition and a bidding war each year for any player that keeps leaving. So not only can you transfer, you can also graduate and transfer again. So, which I think that is fair. Like if you graduate, you should be able to transfer and not have to sit out at all. That would be what I would do just to make this stuff kind of calm down.
That is Jeff Traylor, head coach of UTSA. Got the news late last night, headed to Frisco, December the 19th, taking on Marshall. And what is a game that it's always kind of a reward. And I'm always interested in how coaches handle these things because there's the reward for your guys that have gotten there and get to do all the stuff. And then there's looking forward to next year. As you head toward that, what is your intention there? Is it about playing sophomores or is it about rewarding seniors?
I got that question yesterday. I really can't believe anybody even asked that question. I mean, if they keep score, we're trying to win that dadgum ball game. So we're going to win. That's it. If you're good enough, you're on the field, you'll get on the field. If you're not, you won't get to play. And I'm still old school about that kind of stuff. And I'm not into the way of the new world where you just go out there to play for participation. We're trying to win a ball game.
How are you doing, Coach, now that some of the noise has kind of calmed down after all the A&M stuff and the Houston stuff and you having to remind us, hey, it's about the kids if y'all know me? Does it feel better to have some of that noise turned down and some of that behind you so you can just get back to recruiting?
Well, most of it's just speculation. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but a lot of that stuff wasn't even true. It might have been true to degrees, but not to the degree that it made it out to be. And you just can't start commenting because if I go down that rabbit hole, you're here all day. Like, well, did you talk to them or was it your agent? Well, how long was it?
Right.
Did they offer you the job or did you not want the job? Did you tell them then you got a school saying something and you saying something different. It's just, you got to be very careful. It's truly speculation. And I hate it on one aspect because it does get the attention off the players. But at the other same time, we got to all look at how flattering that is, how far our program has come, the success we've had. As long as there's a job in the state of Texas that comes open with my background of coaching here my entire career, living here my entire career, and everybody knows how much I love the state of Texas, there's going to always be somebody reaching out to my agent and my agent asking me what my level of interest is. And that's how all that stuff happens. It's flattering for UTSA Roadrunners, my administration, our boosters, our players, and our team of the success we've had the last 4 years. And that's it. I love it here. We're in our 12th year, Rudy. We've got a ways to go, but look how far we've come.
Right.
But it's not my job to look how far we've come. It's my job to get us where we got to get to. And when we changed conferences, the game changed. We went from being in the top 3 in almost every category to now we're towards the bottom in a lot of those categories. And we're moving up every year. We just got to keep doing that. And I hope in 5 more years, Rudy, we're in another conference and we're all listening to me say, God, he needs more again, because that's just the happens of this game.
And I'm just going to be real, Coach. I feel like, look, you don't hold your tongue. You and Dr. Campos have a great relationship. But if I gotta go, if I gotta go on a couple of dates to get a little bit more leverage and to to grow this program, then that's what I have to. I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. I'm not saying this is what you're doing, but if I'm Coach Traylor and I've had this success and I got to go interview at a couple places to make sure that we're doing everything possible that we're supposed to do. We see NBA players do it. Like, hey, y'all aren't doing the right things. I'm out. You have to do these things in order to keep the program going in the right direction, Coach.
Yeah, I do hate it that it was kind of painted a picture that I had a list of demands I had to have or I was out.
Oh, I didn't
That
see
was
that.
not true. That was not true. But her and I speak literally, like I'm sure I'm exhausting to her because I literally speak to her every day about where we need to get to. And she's in total agreement with me. But she's the athletic director. She's got 17 sports she's responsible for. I got one I'm responsible for. So I'm beating the drum every day for mine, like rooting like crazy for Steve Henson, the basketball team, rooting like crazy for Pat in baseball, rooting like crazy for Karen Aston, girls basketball, Carol in volleyball. I love those coaches. But I also know the more we do well, the better we do, the better it is for every one of those coaches. And all those coaches understand and agree totally.
Well, one of the great things, Coach, and about the list of demands, whether it was leverage or blackmail, whatever it might be, obviously when you're being courted, there is an opportunity for you to bring up what is necessary for the program to continue to grow. Did you see any benefit from this? I mean, is there something that showed up because you were like, hey, I'm talking to other folks that might not have showed up because of that? Any extra money, any extra funds?
Only her and President Amy would know the real truth about that. I do know that we got some things knocked off the list again. I'm sure she would tell you that was already going to happen anyway, but only she really knows that all of that, right? That'd be a question you have to ask her. But yes, we did get, my biggest deals is our recruiting budget has to go up. We were like last in the conference. I know that has moved up.
Okay.
Our nutrition for our players, like that's just got to be something we're not discussing. It's got to happen. We went a ton up this year, and our injuries went way down. Coincidence or not, I don't know. And I know that has been addressed again and looking forward to. But like recruiting departments, staffing, compliance, academics, their equipment. There's so many strength staff. There's so many other things that are in that building other than just the football coaches that we are trying to address daily so we're not getting so much turnover in our department. And I understand some of that's going to still happen, but we want to try to make it where as many people want to stay in San Antonio and work with us as long as possible.
On the lighter side, Coach, if you had won the ACC and you went undefeated and they told you weren't, some people eating off a security board told you that you weren't one of the 4 best teams in the country, would you lose your mind?
Well, Mike and I are good friends, so
okay.
I've known him for a long time, so I'm probably speaking, as I can't imagine how I'd feel. But I will say I don't know how you make that answer correct. When you only got 4 teams you're taking, and there's about 6 to 8 you could argue for. I'm just really glad next year we're going to be arguing about who's number 12 and 13 and not number 4 or 5. I feel terrible for those kids. Mike did everything he's supposed to do. What else are you supposed to do? And I do, to start speculating like that, I mean, defense still matters. Special teams still matters. There's other ways to win a football game than by outscoring them. And I feel bad for Mike and Florida State.
That is the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners heading up to Frisco. It's not too far away. Practice begins, you say, getting back on busy on Friday?
Thursday. We've got finals this week, lifting and running just to make sure we're getting healthy. And we'll start rolling Thursday. They've been to 10 bowl games out of the last 11 years, 7 in a row.
Wow.
Really proud program, tradition program. That's number 4 for us in a row. I can't wait for the day you guys are talking about maybe 7 in a row for us.
We certainly can't wait. But, Coach, I think I'm speaking for a lot of folks. We're certainly glad you're going to be back around next year. It's the best thing possible that could have happened to our UTSA Roadrunners. Congratulations on a spectacular season, and congratulations on the last couple of weeks. Yeah, it was a worthy effort that I think is going to be for the best for all of us. Thanks for stopping by, Coach. It's been a good run this year. Has been.
Care Bear and I absolutely love it here. Mean it. Hill Country is where we want to stay. Appreciate y'all. God bless. Birds up.